Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Castpotro, your go-to podcast for insightful discussions on a wide range of fascinating topics. As we dive into our second season focused on career development, today we will be having our last episode of this season. And yes, we looked through many topics and invited many guests from various countries. Starting from public speaking to professional networking, conflict management in the workplace, and life to teamwork and leadership that is essential for everyone. And at our previous episode, we talked about interview preparation, which is a topic you need to know in order to continue your journey for your dream job. We have come so far in this season, learned many things related to career development, and today we are here to start one of our most interesting topic, and it is career change. I'm your host, Zeynep Karakaşlı, and next to me, I'm joined with my co-host, Ashrafi. Maybe we will be together for the last time as host and co-host in this journey. How do you feel about it, Ash?
Hello, Zainab, and hey, dear listeners. I missed you all. It has been a long time, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be back again to do the last episode of this season. But not the last of me and Zainab. Hopefully, I do look forward to working with you again. It has been an absolute pleasure co-hosting with her. So, as you know, we talked about so many diverse topics related to the professional world throughout this season, but we saved the scariest for last. Sheesh. Zainab, what do you think? How does career change sound to you?
Thank you, Ashrafi. I also hope it is not our last time as well. So, about career change, it may sound challenging for most of us since we humans are afraid of trying and starting new things in our lives. But still, life is not a stable journey and we don't know what we have in the road ahead. So, in this episode, we are here to learn more about it. Let's welcome our guests for today. We have Daisy and Kara with us. Can you please introduce yourselves for our listeners?
Hi everyone, my name is Thảo Dân. I'm from Vietnam. My English name is Daisy, and you can call me Daisy. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this podcast. I'm delighted to be here today.
Hello everyone, my name is Karolgash Yespaeva. Shortly you can call me Kara. I'm from Kazakhstan. Thank you for being here with us today and for giving me an opportunity to be here as a guest.
Welcome to Castpotro, Daisy and Kara. Let's make this episode incredible together with the best content possible.
Welcome, dear guests. So, since we're talking about career change today, let's talk about the background first. And my first question would be starting with Kara. Daisy. Can you describe your previous career and what you did in that role?
Well, I worked as general accountant for a media company in my previous job. I was in charge of checking the payments, managing the cash flow, and making a report of revenue to submit to the director. I'm currently working as a salesperson in a international market now.
That's very interesting. Thank you, Daisy. And also to Kara, the same question. Can you describe your previous career and your role in that?
Sure. Before becoming a designer, I worked as a front-end developer for a consulting company. My responsibilities included writing code for websites.
Thank you for your answers, Daisy and Kara. So I want to continue with my next question. I'm with Daisy. Now, can you tell me about what motivated you to consider a career change?
Well, my motivation to transition from accounting to sales is to communicate with people in more dynamic, people-oriented role. As an accountant, I developed strong analytical skills and deep understanding of business operations, but I realized that I thrive on personal interactions and enjoy building relationships. The challenge of sales, combined with the opportunity to connect with clients and directly contribute to the growth of company excites me. After that, I decided to change my career to salesperson.
Changing your career to the salesperson. That's really incredible. You followed what you want to do in your life, and I found this is really admirable as I'm listening to you right now, and I think our listeners feel the same as well. What about you, Kara? Asking a similar question with Daisy's. What was there a specific moment or event that made you decide to switch careers?
At some point in my life, I decided to pass psychological training because I was depressed and there was no general understanding of what I wanted, and finally letting go of all negative feelings. The first thing I realized that was that I love to create beautiful postcards, invitations. I like to see beautiful billboards in my city. I like album covers, and my gallery is full of beautiful pictures from the internet. Then I decided to quit the consulting company and go into the design. In September 2022, I came across a vacancy for which I responded. At first, I worked for a small salary, but it was okay for me since experience was important to me. Thanks to this work, I was able to work with companies such as Exit, Mitsubishi, Hyundai, Geely, and so on. And this experience allowed me to enter the design market and generally make myself known to clients from other countries.
That's really admirable, Kara, that you were facing such a hard time, but you got yourself through it and you turned around and did what you love to do. And now you have been working with so many renowned companies. So that's amazing. But I would like to ask, how did your friends and family react to that decision initially when you decided to change careers?
At the first, they were confused, and my mother didn't support this decision because at the time I was finishing my bachelor's degree in programming. And but I had to urgently look for a job due to the fact that in our country we have to earn a grant after graduation. This was the reason that I quickly entered the first accepted job, and my friends didn't understand why I decided to change my profession, but they supported me. But my relatives didn't take my case seriously at all. It was only a year later that they stopped touching me as they saw the results of my work on Instagram and other social medias. And at that time, I was already involved in many cool projects.
That's really incredible to hear that even though your parents or your mother was confused at first, but they turned around. So I'm glad it turned out well. And now I would like to ask Daisy the same question. How did your friends and family react to your career change?
Well, at that time, my friends and family had mixed reaction to my decision to change careers. Some were very supportive and excited for me, recognizing that I'm pursuing a path that aligns more with my interests and skills. Others were naturally worried about the difficulty that accompanies such a transition, particularly the shift from a stable accounting role to the dynamic nature of sales. However, after explaining my motivation and research I did to ensure this was the right move, most of them came around and are now cheering me on as I take this new step in my career.
That's really nice to hear. Thank you for your answer. Now, as we know, both of you made a decision and overcome some obstacles to continue in your new journey with your new career choice. I will be asking the same question to both of our guests, and I will start with Kara first. Can you tell us about what steps did you take to prepare for your new career?
At that time, I looked at what requirements are included in design vacancies and began to prepare for them. That is, if it says that you need to know the Figma program, I watched various videos on this program and repeated other people's work from the internet. There is also a lot of documentation on the internet and YouTube videos that I studied before and during my time at work.
Internet has many free resources if you know how to search indeed. Thank you, Kara. What about you, Daisy? The same question to you. What steps did you take to prepare for your new career?
Actually, I prepared according to three steps. Firstly, I researched on the internet what skills my job required. I read a lot of recruitment posts on LinkedIn and other websites. Secondly, I identify and learn some new lessons about soft skills such as time management, communication, negotiation, and project management. After that, I wrote it down on my new CV. And finally, I connected with a lot of recruiters on LinkedIn and applied for a job in a position I loved.
Good research does the magic, as I learned while listening to both of your answers. So we got the tips and we did the research. What about some training programs? Like Kara, you decided to leave the coding and go to the design path. So with this new goal ahead of you, did you pursue any additional education or training for your new career path?
Yes, while working, I realized that I needed to improve my skills, so I decided to purchase one course that taught programs such as Photoshop, Figma, and Illustrator.
Had some training to follow your new dreams. Thank you for your answer, Kara. Now turning to Daisy, I want to ask, so you decided to change your career, but I still think it didn't come without challenges. What was the biggest challenge you faced during the transition?
The most difficult adjustment I had to make were going from an organized, numbers-focused atmosphere in accounting to the unpredictable nature of sales. At first, it was difficult to deal with rejection and the absence of a defined plan. I was doubtful at times, particularly in the beginning when I made my cold calls. However, I gradually gained strength and just by seeking guidance and embracing the learning curve, I learned the importance of flexibility from this experience and it affected my career and personal development.
Those were really valuable experiences that everyone should know before considering making a change in their lives. This question is about knowing the experiences, and this is why I want to ask it to Kara as well. What was the biggest challenge you faced during your transition?
I guess I wasn't quite ready for the fact that my work will be evaluated often, very often, at the beginning of the journey. I heard criticism from clients that they didn't like my work, and I corrected the work, sent them until they liked it. But by the end of the day, I returned home in tears, thinking that I was a terrible designer. But one day, my project manager said that I was a good designer, and if they don't like something, it doesn't mean that I am a bad employee. Just need to make a couple of changes. After that, I learned to separate work and myself.
Thank you, Cora. I think no change comes without a set of challenges and difficulties because when you step out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself, that's when good changes come. So I think we heard about the challenges, the tips and tricks, the skills needed to learn for the transition and career change. Now let's talk about cross-cultural skills. So cross-cultural skills are skills that you can transfer from your previous career or your previous sector to your new one. So I would like to ask Daisy, what skills from your previous job have been the most useful in your new one?
Well, the skills from my accounting background that have been most useful in my new sales role include strong analytical thinking, attention to detail, and the ability to understand and interpret financial data. These skills help me assess client needs more accurately and offer solutions that are not only appealing but also financial city. So, additionally, my experience in budgeting and forecasting have been valuable in helping clients see the long-term benefits of the products or service I'm offering.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that you could use those skills from your previous job to the new one. So it was not all in vain. You don't have to start anew. That's what's the point of it, I think. So thank you, Daisy. And I would like to ask Kara the same questions. What skills could you transfer from your previous career that has been helpful in the new one?
Mm, Due to the fact that I was a front-end developer, I used the Figma program more often, and we were taught this program at the university in the UX UI course, and it is only one thing that helped me a lot to design in my current profession.
So it seems at the end your previous profession aligned with the new one at some point. We know the challenges you faced and learned about the skills that were still useful. Continuing to our next question, I'm sure our listeners want to know, and we do as well. Daisy, what surprised you the most about your new career, new job?
Well, what surprised me the most about transitioning into a sales role were the degree to which relationship building and understanding client need drive success. While I expect the sale to be focused on meeting targets and closing deals, I didn't anticipate how much it relied on genuinely connecting with people and providing tailored solutions. The level of creativity and adaptability required to address its clients' unique challenges were also unexpected, but it's been incredibly rewarding.
I think there are always some unexpected challenges, and I'm glad that you overcame that, Daisy, and you said it's been rewarding. That's how it is in career change, that when you put effort into it, it turns really fruitful. So thank you for that. Now, I want to ask Kara, what common mistakes should people avoid for people who are now thinking of deciding to change careers?
I think people shouldn't wait for quick results. Any significant results come with patience and long-term work. It is important to love your new occupation in order to continue moving in this direction despite the difficulties, the negative opinion of people around you, and like this. Those who are chasing the results are most often disappointed in a new business.
Patience is important in every aspect of life indeed. Leaving negative thoughts and emotions and focusing on the new road ahead is necessary. Like we are asking to someone for knowledge and experiences right now, we are talking to our guests and have some tips around in this field, but also the mentors actually exist. And many mentorship places, either online or established companies, try to help the ones who want to have some suggestion in their lives. Asking you, Kara, how important is having a mentor during a career change?
I think it's very important because I believe that every person needs a like-minded person or mentor who has already gone in this way in order to not to break down. In any case, one day there will come a moment of despair, and at such moments it is important to have a person who can support and tell you what needs to be done to move on.
It is absolutely relatable what you said, and I would like to ask the same question to Daisy this time. How would you describe the importance of having a mentor during a career change?
Yes, in my opinion, having a mentor during a career change can be incredibly important. A mentor provides guidance, share valuable insights, and help you navigate the challenges of entering a new field. It can offer advice based on their own experience, help you identify and build the necessary skills, and provide encouragement when you face obstacles. Moreover, a mentor can introduce you to relevant network and resources that can make the transition smoother and more successful.
Network and resources that can be provided by a good mentor. Thank you for your answers to this question, Kara and Daisy. So, we talk about how to overcome some common mistakes and the importance of having someone knowledgeable next to us, such as a mentor. But what if the things aren't going as we expected? Yes, we said we need to stay positive and don't expect too much at the first stages, but we are still humans at the end. I want to know about your experiences. Asking to Kara, how did you handle rejection or setbacks during your personal process?
Mm, as I said earlier, because of my sociability, I was surrounded by friends and like minded people, that is, other designers, the project manager, and mentors. Thanks to their support, at times when I felt bad, they found the right words to cheer me up, and I returned to work with renewed power.
It's really wholesome to hear that you are surrounded by supportive and encouraging people. So, what advice would you give to someone considering a career change?
I think it's my advice is do not feed negative thoughts. It all starts with thoughts. If you bring a positive attitude to your life, I'm sure that you will begin to notice the beauty of your new job and the opportunities for growth, and nothing will stop you in the path to success. And miracles will begin to happen, so do not listen to anyone. Do what you love and believe in yourself and in your strength.
Thank you, Cara, for those inspiring words. I'm sure anyone considering a transition in their career would benefit from that. And Daisy, what advice would you give to someone considering a career change?
Yes, I would like to give you some advice. Before you change your career, you should be thinking clearly and identifying what job you want to work in. If you don't know the jobs you want to do, you can ask for help from your mentor or you can use the Ikigai method. This method from Japanese and I used to do it in the past. It's very efficient. However, once it's clear that you want the change, just go after it and never stop. No regrets. You have made your best decision with all the information you had available.
Thank you, Daisy and Kara, for your insightful answers. That makes the end of our questions and the last episode of our second season, Career Development. Before we wrap up, I would like to thank our guests for coming here today. I'm sure our listeners gain lots of useful information to help them in journey of career change.
Thank you for having us here on the podcast.
Yes, thank you and much appreciate.
Absolutely. And thank you, dear guests, Daisy and Cara. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Castpotro. We do hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful.
And if you have any questions or topics you would like us to cover in future episodes, or if you want to be one of the guests and talk about your experiences with us, please reach out on social media or through our server. This is not an end, but a promise to come back with more topics and a bigger chance to share our knowledge with more people around the world. So stay tuned for our next season and don't forget to subscribe to Castpotro on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking with confidence. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, listeners.